Mothers Health Foundation launched campaign against use of tobacco-like substance in the female genital. NPP optimistic of securing 75% votes in 2021 elections. And drivers raises concern over renewal of license. These and more coming on Gambia24. Stay tuned. Good evening, this is Gambia24 News Bulletin with me, Mariama Cham. Thanks for joining us, and now the news in detail. Mothers Health Foundation, which is set to educate and save lives, has joined the fight to end the use of a tobacco powder and other chemical substances inserted or rubbed in the female genitals. The substance, which is fondly called Taba, is used by vendors for sexual stimulants and medical purposes, according to investigations. More in this report by Ndesise.
The green and sticky tobacco substance, Taba, is a popular powder used for multi-purpose by mostly women. Taba is believed to be a good traditional medicine for sexual enhancement, vaginal tightening, birth control, and witchcraft protection, among many. Despite its frequent usage by women, the substance is not medically proven for its safe application. The Mothers Health Foundation reveals that victims have no medical benefit of the substance after conducting a thorough investigation. Ibu Kamara, the founder of the Gambia Club Food and the chairman of Mothers Health Foundation, says currently there is no health evidence to show the side effects of tobacco. He says investigations are ongoing to decide for any possible effects.
But what we are trying to do is to advocate for people to stop use of tobacco, the side effect of the tobacco, the health implication that it causes. We are still going to work with the gynecologists and also the microbiologists to put the tobacco on the test, put on the lab, and look at the infection that it caused on women that are using the tobacco, and also test those women and test them to see the infection that they have.
The female genital is very sensitive and vulnerable to numerous infections. The insertion or rubbing of unproven medical medicines could be risky. In the Gambia, women insert different types of chemical substances into their private parts for various reasons, according to Rahiyat, the president of the Mothers Health Foundation.
Women are using garlic, cooking garlic through their genitals. Women are using ginger through their genitals. Women are using lime, vinegar, bicarbonate of soda. Why? That is why this research needs funding so that we will get the responses of the wise.
Some victims have engaged in the usage of tobacco due to false advertisement of its benefit. The tobacco, which is also called Simankola or Musuboro, is a drug addiction in its silent form among men, women, and young girls in the Gambia. About 500,000 of the Gambian women and young girls are using this addictive drug, which according to researchers could cause great harm. Taba is said to have been originated from Senegal, Casamance, Guinea-Bissau, and even the Gambia. Medical practitioners raise concern on the phenomenal use of this substance due to increase of infectious disease and other complicated issues rapidly rising, particularly maternal death. For iAfrica News, I am Daisy.
Some women out there are using tobacco, locally called Taba or Simankola, into their genitals. Now Help Gambia, a non-governmental organization, is set to conduct a cleansing exercise along the Mamadi Manjang Highway on Saturday morning. This exercise is geared towards sharing institutional mission to build resilient communities by reducing household risk and vulnerabilities to environmental pollution frequently leading to disaster across the country. Fatmata Kasim tells us more in this report.
The Gambia has a subtropical climate with sunshine throughout the year, an average temperature between 29 degrees Celsius and 34 degrees Celsius. There are two distinct seasons. Towards the end of October, the dry season begins, and it's not until mid-June that any rain is seen again, making the start of the green season. The voluntary organization aims to sensitize the public on climate change factors and the importance of preserving the environment.
And what Help Gambia does is to complement government and its stakeholders' efforts by reducing households' exposure and vulnerability to climate change and extreme weather events. So we also into cleansing exercises and also sensitizations to let the public know what climate change is all about and why it is important for us to protect our environment. Because we cannot live in an healthy environment when you go outside you see trash flying everywhere. So we do sensitize people but also conduct some research. One of the researches that we conducted was actually trying to move our capital, let's say in the next 50 years, from Banjul to somewhere else, because where it is situated, research has shown that at some point the city might submerge in water.
Environmental sanitation is a major concern in the Gambia. Walking in certain places across the country can be disturbing with that all around. Despite efforts in keeping the city clean, people litter trash along roadsides and not making use of the installed trash bin by municipal councils.
So we understand that KMC is a business hub of the country. I mean, a lot of people use that environment, and many times you see people drink or throw, after eating they throw trash everywhere. If you go through that, and we obviously know the KMC is actually trying, that is the municipality, to clean the city, but it is also important as an organization we also contribute and complement their effort. So that place is a very, very busy place where people used most of the times, and the place is always littered. So that is why we chose the place.
The Gambia former government imposed a weekly operation Clean the Nation, which is locally known as Set Settle or Settle, for bettering the trash problem. It was enacted on certain Saturdays when most businesses and all schools will close across the nation to foster cleaning of trash around compounds and public areas of the Gambia. But since he left, many believe those were irrelevant rules and neglected the exercise. For iAfrica TV, I am Fatoumata Kasim.
A cleansing exercise along the Mamadi Manjang Highway will take place tomorrow Saturday by an organization called Help Gambia. Now, Esa Damfa of the National People's Party on Friday told iAfrica TV that they are on plans to hold their upcoming Congress and launching of the party, which is to take place on January at the Independence Stadium in Bakau. Damfa said the NPP is a party of the citizens, and as a result, they are working towards securing 75% votes in the December elections. Amindao tells us more.
The National People's Party was established on December 31, 2019 by President Adama Barrow as a vehicle to seek a second term in upcoming presidential election. The new party is to be launched soon and will hold its first ever Congress on January 30, 2021. Esa Damfa of NPP said they will coalesce with any party that is ready to join them, but as for now, their focus is to secure at least 75% of the votes to be cast in the December presidential election.
We don't rule out anything. In politics, everything is possible. There's no permanent friend or permanent enemy in politics. It's all about permanent interest. So we don't rule it out. But what we are working now, we are not working to the direction. We are working to secure at least 75% of the vote cast in the 2021 election. That is, we are just approaching. We are not thinking of coalition with any other political party. But as I said earlier, we don't rule out anything. If any other political party deems it fitting that, yes, based on our manifestos and our programs, we see that we can work with NPP. We have a similarity in all our in many of our aspects, our agendas. Then the doors are open, are widely open.
According to Mr. Damfa, they choose to do the launching ceremony at the Independence Stadium because they are optimistic of a large crowd turnout to grace the occasion.
Assessment that we did through the number and the population that the party is enjoying today, we've seen that a large number of governments would like to turn up to grace that occasion. So there's no venue in this country that we can fit in except we just occupy stadium. Independence Stadium, we know we will occupy the upstairs, the pavilions, and also at the ground. So that's an avenue to for us to be occupying two spaces at the same time. So it's the only venue that we deem it fitting to be able to accommodate the large crowd that is anticipated to be gracing the occasion on that fateful day.
He further said that the party is different from all other parties because it is the people themselves that registered the party. Damfa is, however, aware of the COVID-19 situation in the country, and should there be a lockdown due to a surge in cases, they will postpone the event because they are a law-abiding political party. The National People's Party is the 11th political party to join Gambia's political arena in December 2019 and will run for the highest position in the 2021 polls. President Adama Barrow, who came into power in 2016 under the coalition ticket, is the party leader and Secretary General of the National People's Party. Reporting for iAfrica News, I am Amindao.
President Barrow's National People's Party optimistic of securing 75% of the votes in the December elections. We will now take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
In the mood of pranking your friends? Change your voice and spice up your calls with AfriCell Magic Voice Service. You can choose to talk with a cartoon, a woman's or a monster's voice for only $1 per day. To activate the magic voice, call or SMS 188 or simply dial *188#. Have fun and enjoy the laughs.
Where AfriCell goes, nobody dares to follow.
Welcome back, and you're still watching Gambia24. The Gambia Police Unit is conducting a mass driving and vehicle testing for both commercial and private car owners in various places across the country. Earlier this month, the Office of the Inspector General of Police announced new policies imposed for the renewal of license, which is geared towards remedying the rapid increase of road accidents. Our reporter Ndaisise engages commercial drivers who raise concern over the new policies imposed on them before being issued licenses.
Due to the recent increase of road traffic accidents in the country, the Gambia Police Force has ordered all vehicle owners and drivers to renew their license by various testing centers across the country. This decision is meant to curb the severity of unprecedented road accidents in the Gambia, particularly in the urban center, according to the Inspector General of Police. All vehicles are expected to undergo a diligent screening to ensure it's fit with all its required parts intact. The new test regulations also include drivers to be physically and mentally examined before they can be issued a license, which some vehicle owners describe as an important move.
Because you also traffic over 10 years.
I have no problem with issues regarding driving license, because if you have been in traffic for over 10 to 20 years and the government wants to change the process, I have no issue with this new regulation, except with the increment of the price of license, because most of us are not working. You sit for months without a vehicle. To get money to renew the license will be a big problem. Apart from that, there is no problem with regards to the new procedure.
Amadou Kamara, a driver, says the license renewal will limit the challenges they face in traffic with teenagers who have no experience and unqualified for driving but were given license.
The government should do it because teenagers are more in traffic than matured people. Sometimes they would just take a U-turn in traffic. If you speak, they would insult you, which is wrong. If the government wants to change the process, that will be okay, because some of these youngsters are less than 18, some 15, yet they are driving. This is why we have so many road accidents in the country.
Contrary to what majority says about the license renewal, Mohammed Jaw says asking someone who has been in traffic for so many years to renew their license is a problem for them.
Because the one 20 years, 30 years,
the testing has no use, because testing someone who have been driving for ages is just a waste of time. We are good drivers. We have been in the country for so many years without having problems. So asking us to go for testing means they are trying to disturb us.
Gambian driving licenses are issued to individuals aged 18 and above. Holders of foreign driver's license may use their license to drive around the Gambia for 90 days. Residential permit holders are not allowed to move commercial driver's license except where clearance has been given by the Inspector General of Police. For iAfrica News, I am Ndaisise.
Commercial drivers there raised concern over the policy of renewal license by Gambia Police Unit. That's all we have for you in today's edition of Gambia24. Join us for more news on Africa.tv. I was your presenter, Mariam Cham. Have a good night.